Hey yo, so today what we're going to go ahead and dive into is we're going to be diving into the PC. I'm going to be showing you guys how to book PCs with your guys' reps and what a PC structure should really look like. So first things first is what is a PC? A PC stands for personal coaching. Some managers call them one-on-ones, whatever you guys call them in different regions, different areas, different divisions. In Rocky Mountain Division, we call them PCs, which stands for personal coaching. So we want to get a personal coaching with our reps. So that's what a PC is. The PC is the lifeline to your reps. It is the biggest retention tool. It's the biggest teacher. It's the biggest needle mover in your entire business. PCs can save reps' lives. And as a manager, you want to be getting a PC with your people at least every week. For your top reps and your high flyers, maybe your assistant managers who you talk to daily, maybe doing bi-weekly PCs, but everyone should be talked to every single week or bi-weekly in a PC setting one-on-one. With a smaller team, everyone can have their own individual PC, but with a large team, utilize group PCs and match reps with similar levels with each other as well. So if I have two really high flyers, I'm going to put those guys together because I want those guys to feed off each other's energy. If there's like a pair of reps who are really struggling with recommendations or referrals, you want to put them in a PC together as well. So you can teach and add value to both of them at the same time instead of teaching the same thing over and over and over again in your PCs. This will be fun for you and it'll also be fun for your reps because they know that they're not like missing out on anything. So in the summertime when I have bigger teams, I have a lot of reps that I need to PC, I'll set aside like 10 PC times, 30 to 45-minute PC times for my high flyers, my top 20%. And then for everyone else, I'll have 5 1-hour long PCs. It's like closing, phoning, recommendations, schedules, and names list. I'll have those 5 core PCs. So I'm like, hey, if you're really struggling with your names list, go to the names list PC, the names list PC with me and these other people, so that you can kind of build that relationship with the rest of your team and being like, hey, you're not the only one who's struggling with this. You're like, you're not alone. Like, I'm going to be teaching everyone how to do this and like grouping them at similar levels if they're struggling with similar things. So that's kind of the idea and the philosophy behind PCs, who should be getting PC'd and how to really set up a PC. Next is actually scheduling the PC. So you can schedule PCs one of 2 ways with your reps. My favorite way is after events. Scheduling a PC at an event is huge because that just brings that extra value to them to go to the next event. So at the end of team meeting, I'll be like, hey, before you guys hop off Zoom, I need to get a PC time with every single person here. As soon as I get a PC time with you, you're all good to go. So whether you're doing that in Zoom, in person, or if you're doing a phone jam, leading a workshop, be like, hey, before you guys go, everyone needs to get a one-on-one time with me if you don't have one already. And just going through and making sure that before everyone leaves, you have another scheduled time where you're going to see that person. So that's the first way to schedule a PC. Second way to schedule a PC is actually over PDI and on the phone. So if they're like a new rep, they're in their first weekend, or if they haven't been to a lot of events and you want to kind of get them back into the flow of Cutco and back into everything. Just over PDI, just being like, hey, I want to get to know you a little bit better. I want you to get to know me a little bit better, or I want to help you with this. I know you've really been struggling with this lately, or hey, I see you haven't done a demo in a week and a half. I want to make sure that we get back on our training, that you get a good, I want to make sure that you guys get another PC with me just to get back in the flow, get back in the momentum of things, whatever that might be. So you can do it over PDI or through events and just setting it up, just saying, hey, I just want some one-on-one time with you. So once you have the PC set, whether you're in person or on Zoom, to start off the PC, I always like having my reps text 3 people who they might think are interested in the job. So I'll have them text 3 friends, just like, hey, who are 3 friends that you think are interested in the job? I have scripts for that, just like, so we can do some 3-way text messages with that, or whatever it might be. But just every single time that a rep hops on a PC, just like, hey, text 3 friends who you think might be interested in the job. This will help them build the team, work with friends, and we all know the power of PRs. So to start off every PC, have them text 3 people. So the next, I'm going to go through the structure of a PC and how long a PC should be and kind of the flow of the PC. So PCs can be anywhere from 30 to 45 or even an hour long, just depending on what the rep needs. But I just want to do a basic breakdown of a 45-minute long PC. So the first 10 minutes of a PC is building rapport. And when you get to this building rapport phase, you're not allowed to talk about knives. That's my rule. Like, hey, for the next 10 minutes, we're not allowed to talk about knives. We're not allowed to talk about Cutco. It's just strictly me getting to know you. So you can talk to them about their personal life. So what's going on in life? What's going on in school? How's your family? How's your mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, right? Ask about all those specific people in their life, what they like to do for fun, what movies like to watch, what video games do they play, what music do they like to listen to, where do they like to go hiking, do they like to work out, and then asking follow-up questions about the things that they're interested in. You can even talk to them about dreams list and see where that conversation leads them, and just being like, hey, where's a place that you've always wanted to go to? Where's a place you've always wanted to travel to? Like, hey, your ideal house, what does your ideal house look like? What is your dream car, right? You can talk to them about that as well. But this really helps to get your reps to know you personally, and you get to know your reps personally too. It's really easy to quit a job, but it's really hard to quit a person. So when you build that relationship with your reps, you'll be less likely to give up on them, and they'll be less likely to give up on you. So that should be the first 10 minutes, is building rapport. The next 10 minutes should be teaching and adding value. So I always say to my reps, you have to master the big three before I teach you any advanced skills. So closing, phoning, recommendations, you have to have those three things memorized, those three scripts memorized, and the objections for those three things memorized before I teach you any higher level skills in the PC. And the reason for that is closing, phoning, recommendations is the foundation to everything that we do. Literally everything that we do as managers, as reps, as CSPs, whatever it might be, that CPR, that closing, funding, recommendations, is the foundation. So if you build a house on a sand foundation, that house is going to fall, right? If you build on a strong, solid foundation, that house will stay up for a long time. So you want to make sure that they have those three things, they have a mastery of those three things before you teach any higher level skill. And just keeping the job super simple for them until they really grasp that understanding and they know what's really going on in the job and how the job really works. Next 10 minutes is names list. So everything that we teach them and that adding the value of closing, funding, recommendations, none of that matters if they don't have anyone to call to do demos for. I can teach you how to close. I can teach you how to ask for recommendations. I can teach you how to make phone calls, but none of it matters if you don't have people on your list to actually call. So when you're building the names list, you can go through the chicken list exercise. People that they may be a little nervous to give a call to, call them with them, hype them up. You can teach them how to call friends for parents' numbers as well. You can share the social media messaging scripts with them as well. Talk about the original names list that they brought to training. Those are usually their best people, and not all of them have gotten to do demos with all those people on their original list that they brought to training. How to get more numbers from mom and dad. So having the talk with mom and dad of asking them for more names and numbers, and then just recreating their top 50 target list, along with emphasis on the next 10 people that they want to give a call to and that they want to do a demo with, like the next best Mac customer, like without a shot of a doubt, they're buying something. So always putting a names list focus and a names list emphasis on everything that they do. Then the next 5 minutes is just making sure that they have scheduling. So you're only going to do scheduling for 5 minutes. This might take a little bit longer, might take a little bit less, but making sure that they're set up with a schedule and making sure that they're set up with a calendar and that they know where they're supposed to be, who they're supposed to be talking to, and when they're supposed to be doing it is absolutely huge, and that they have a plan and they have a game plan for the rest of the week. Because if they don't have a game plan for the rest of the week, do you think that they're going to do anything? No. So setting this time aside to work. So making sure that they have 7 to 10 demos in their calendar so that when they're phoning, they can give 2 times. Making sure that they have the phone time in their calendar. Like, hey, how many phone calls are you making a day? 10, 20, or 30 phone calls per day. How many do you want to make? Cool. 5 in the morning, 5 at night. Perfect. And then event to event management. So letting them know when their PDI window is going to be. So like, hey, I'll call you every morning from 7 to 9 a.m. Or hey, from 4 to 6 p.m. I'm going to be giving you a call. So be ready for my call at that time. So getting them in the habit and giving them a window of times that you're going to be doing your PDI and catching up and connecting with them. And then obviously book the next PC and your PC with them currently because you have them there right then. Let them know about team meetings, let them know about phone jams, let them know about workshops. If there's a conference coming up, so if there's conference, division meeting, a big event, whatever it might be, just letting them know ahead of time that they have something in their calendar, or make sure that they put it in their calendar as well. So 5 minutes for scheduling. And then the last 10 minutes, I want to listen to them make phone calls. So I want them to book at least 3 demos, and I want to hear them make phone calls until I have that absolute confidence in them that they got it on lock. And so while they're making phone calls, while I'm listening to them, I'll listen like the first like 2 to 3, make sure that they're following their script. And then from there, as the manager, I'm going to call all the PRs that we texted at the beginning of our PC. So if someone is interested from that 3-way text, I'm going to call them, set them up with a steroid interview, or even book them for an Apex, whatever it might be. But I just want to schedule those PRs in front of them because it built a lot more credibility to be like, oh yeah, like you got my text. Yeah, me and Johnny are on Zoom right now. He thought you'd be a good fit. Let me get you set up with an interview. Right. So it builds that comfortability. It lets the rep know that you're also calling their friends, and then they get to know that they also hear that conversation as well, and that they know that you're talking to their friends nice, and they get to know what their friends say as well. And then that's the PC. So that's 45 minutes. So 10 minutes of rapport, 10 minutes of teaching, adding value, 10 minutes of names list, 5 minutes of scheduling, and then to wrap it up, 10 minutes of phone calls. I want each rep to leave the demo or leave the PC with at least 2 to 3 demos ahead, just from making those quick phone calls real quick. So that's the baseline of the PC. There's a PC document on Vector Connect that you guys can look up. It's a Drew Frank document. It's titled The PC. If not, you guys can personally reach out to me, and I'll coach you through that document. If you're in Rocky Mountain, ask Drew for it. If you're not in Rocky Mountain, ask Drew for it. So that's the PC. That's the basic breakdown of what it means, what it stands for, philosophy when it comes behind the PC, and how they should be ran and conducted.